Purdue has been heavily involved in the recruitment of five-star big man Cameron Williams. They now have another competitor to enter the mix. Kentucky has officially offered Cameron Williams. That's on three reported that. Told Kentucky Sports Radio that Kentucky came in with an offer on FaceTime on Wednesday night. He also scheduled an official visit to Kentucky at the end of September. This is the quote. The quote from Cameron Williams told KSR and Jacob Polachek. Here it is. It was good. Mark was trying to get to know my parents. He was telling us how I'd fit into the program and all that stuff. He was telling me about the history. And he went on to say what he liked about Kentucky, which I think is an interesting point. I like how they put guys in the league. They have a lot of big names who are playing currently, like SGA, Cat, AD. They have a long list of really good pros. It's kind of party guys.
Yeah. Look, respectfully,
Do
Pope doesn't
you
really have pros.
or do you parse that at all in terms of like that seems like a general Kentucky thing and more less of a Pope thing?
I mean, I think Pope doesn't really have pros. I mean, Kobe Bryant, Mari Williams. I know people are gonna like in the comment section be like, "Yeah, we do look at summer league. Come on, man." Respectfully, respectfully. Um, I think it's a good sign for Mark Pope. It's a good sign for Kentucky that these new classes are now lumping Kentucky in with the Cal guys. I think that's a great sign for them. I
That's a
think it
good
was a
point.
problem when the previous classes didn't consider Cat and AD as Kentucky guys. They considered them Arkansas guys. Because why would you not want them to look at you as having the best players possible? So I think it's a really good sign.
I think that's a good sign too. The rest of his quote, I think is a good sign for Kentucky as well. He continued, he said, I like how they play as a team. Watched a couple of their games last year. Obviously, they're one of the top teams. It's cool. I could see myself fitting at playing there, all of that stuff. It makes sense, right? Like I think Kentucky and Purdue both appeal in that way, where it is team basketball and high level basketball, like high level team, five guys working together. Some of the five is greater than, or the, what is it? Production is greater than some of the parts.
Yeah. No. The sum is greater than the parts.
Well, it's the sum of the parts. I don't know if
I'm gonna go with what you
the
go
end
with.
value is greater than some. I don't know. The thing, the fist versus the five fingers, all the different things. Um, should Purdue be worried?
Um, I mean, maybe I don't know. Paint, Moneybag Paint, as I've been calling him, he's gonna get something. But I also think like Purdue gets in on guys very early, um,
Yeah.
and sometimes they get them early, and sometimes they lose them to blue bloods because they developed in a manner and they popped off on radars. Maybe Purdue didn't expect them to pop off on. It is what it is. I don't think Paint's gonna lose any sleep if he loses Cameron Williams. I think he's been down this road before.
There are five visits he's got set. Mentioned Kentucky one coming at the end of September. He's got Texas Labor Day weekend. Cameron Williams does. Purdue, the Purdue visit is September 12th through the 14th. He's got Duke the first weekend of October, and then USC the weekend after that. Any concern about it being like the order of this if you're Purdue, where he's got the Purdue visit and then goes to Kentucky and then goes to Duke?
I mean, I'd be worried if I was Kentucky more so than Purdue. I wouldn't want him going to Duke after me.
Why is that?
Shire's a closer, man. I think Pope is too, though. He might not make it to Duke. That's the thing. Pope versus Shire is special recruiting battle. Special recruiting battle. He might not make it to Duke. If he makes it to Duke, my money's on Duke.
Here's my thing with Purdue is that Purdue doesn't miss on a lot of the guys like this that they truly want. Some of that's because they get in early. Some of that is because of what they've been able to sell, and some of that's new NIL stuff too. But Purdue doesn't get involved with a lot of high end guys that they miss.
I
I'm
mean,
interested to see how that plays out here.
um,
Today's video is sponsored by LabCorp On Demand. Car, do you take care of yourself?
I try my best to, yeah.
Like not just treat yourself to expensive meals, but like you go to the doctor and things like that?
No, I just take care of myself. There's no need to go to the doctor unless I'm not taking care of myself, right?
Are you afraid of the doctor, Cart?
Just a little bit. I mean, if nothing's wrong, why would I go there?
Listen, I'm the same way, and so are millions of men across America. But that's why LabCorp On Demand is helping millions of people like us. With their men's health test, you can get a comprehensive look at your hormone levels, your total testosterone, and you don't even have to go to the doctor. It's easy, and you get the results the next day.
Testosterone, is that like is that a big thing?
It's a really important thing, Cart. Sometimes you can feel off without even knowing something's wrong. But LabCorp On Demand wants to keep you healthy and wants to make it as easy as possible. Right now, you can get 20% off your men's health test by visiting our sponsor at tryelco.com/sleepersmedia. It's simple, affordable, and honestly, it's empowering to know that you're healthy and have this info about your body.
Didn't know that testosterone did all those things. I'm gonna have to take the guesswork out of this and go get my health checked out today using LabCorp On Demand.
Yeah, I just don't think Paint will care. Like I just feel like been down this road before.
He will pivot. I mean, Paint's phenomenal at that. Kentucky getting in, I think it's so funny that Kentucky gets in and Pope feels like he's got to pitch him on Kentucky's history and everything that Kentucky is. Yeah, I guess 16, 17-year-old kids may not know as much, but if you a basketball player, you should know about Kentucky's history.
I mean, I think, yeah. I mean, he obviously knows Kentucky's basketball history. It's good that he's focused. It's Kentucky though. It's not Cal. It's not Cal. That's a good thing. I think whether
That
they get Cameron Williams or not, I think the future for Kentucky bodes very well based upon that comment.
that is a great point by you. I had looked at it differently because to me, as the recruitment goes on, you're going to realize that Pope's not coaching those guys. But applying them to Kentucky, I think is a good thing as well. Um, yeah,
Caveat:
go ahead.
unless Cal gets involved late, then it might not be that
That
good.
might not be good for Kentucky. That would be a good thing for Purdue, honestly, because I
Yes,
think
I
like in
agree.
that case, Arkansas and Kentucky would kind of cannibalize each other.
Agreed. Agreed. Ultimately, for what it's worth, I said this earlier in the week. I think he goes to Duke. Um, Duke's
Okay.
been very quiet in the 2026 class. Obviously, Shire is not leaving with nothing. You know what I mean? Shire ain't leaving with
Yeah,
nothing.
I do think he commits during one of these visits.
Yeah.
He probably takes all of them, but he commits somewhere during one of these visits. Shire's reputation is that he would not let him go to USC and that he would not be making that final trip.
He's also a fallback option for Kentucky. Let's be very clear there. Like, this is
Well,
not.
Kentucky's just spraying offers to all the five stars.
Like he might not make it to Kentucky because Kentucky might have three other five stars before his visit date, and then he doesn't need to
That's
go to
true.
Kentucky. That's
That's
why I think
true.
he goes to Duke because if you look at what Duke's doing, I think he's a little bit more of a focal point of Duke's class, where it's like he's a priority. I'm not saying
Yeah.
he's not a priority for Kentucky. Everybody's a priority for Kentucky, but who's to say that they don't have two people that they recruited over Cameron Williams already for?
Yeah. One the interesting part of this too will be if I'm Cam Williams, I'm interested to see how Paint handles the big man rotation this year with Jacobson, Clough, and TKR, because Jacobson's going to be around when Williams is there.
Hmm.
Do I have to worry about that eating into my minutes? Do I have to worry about that being like a eating into my role, or is there a way we coexist there?
Cameron Williams and Malachi. Who was the name? I'm sorry.
Jacobson at Purdue.
I think they could play together.
I think so too, but I'm like if I'm looking at this from his perspective, looking at Purdue, I want to see how Paint uses the three big men this year
The
because
two
I
and
keep
three
I
are long.
well right, but there's gonna be two next year
Him
because
and Jacob.
I don't think Jacobson's gone, so it would be Cam Williams and Jacobson.
Yeah, but like they won't have the third, is what I'm saying.
They will not have the third, but I keep going back to the year when it was Trevion Williams and Zach Edey,
I got you.
and
I got you.
Paint like couldn't figure out how to use both of them and maximize both of them.
I
Purdue was
got
still very good, but it felt like they weren't maximizing all of their talent. And so if I'm him and looking at Purdue, I want to see how that works because he's got to do the same thing this year. That TKR, Clough, and Jacobson are all awesome, but you're not going to play all three of them at once. There may be times where you can't play two of them at once, or how that looks. So I want to see that. I think, kind of to your point, the path that playing time at Duke is pretty straightforward because of who projects to be gone. Kentucky is a different beast, but you also know Pope's going to play 10 guys no matter what, pretty much.
Yeah, but like, yeah, I mean, yeah,
Brandon Garrison's also not taking your time.
that's what I'm saying, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I, it's for me, it's more so how many five stars will they recruit over Cameron Williams?
Yeah.
And then on top of that, and I love Mark Pope, and what he's doing is special. He will be in that portal. We saw that this year.
Yes.
And just because you're a high level recruit is not going to stop him from being in that portal. So if you get recruited over in July, August, September, you will again in April and May. And like, how
Yeah.
long will Cameron Williams sit there? And I just personally believe Kentucky will have better recruits, at least on paper. Who's to say what it really turns out to once the ball's tipped? But at least on paper, I believe Kentucky will have better recruits. I think he winds up at a Duke, maybe Purdue. But I do feel like if he makes it to Shire doesn't have much going for him in this recruiting class, at least from the outside perspective. Cameron Williams could be the big name that kind of gets the ball rolling for Shire in 26.
We'll see where this goes. The Kentucky offer is certainly an interesting wrinkle in the Cam Williams recruitment. We'll be following along the whole way.
This video is brought to you by NBA 2K Labs, or maybe college football labs, because the people behind 2K Labs have just built something awesome. CFBLabs.com has everything you need to play college football 26 even better. Cart, you've been playing the game, right?
I have been, but I'm behind the eight ball, Gregory. There's a lot of people out there who got a little bit of edge on me, but the good folks over at 2K Labs got me covered. They got the playbooks I need, the plays, the head-to-head coaches, knowing some teams. Obviously, way too many college football teams. I need the inside edge here, and they got all different types of things to help me get that edge.
Yeah, I jumped in and started playing Road to Glory over the weekend, and I ended up like a 2-star recruit that did not get one snap in season one because I chose the wrong school with the wrong roster that was way too loaded. Had I known that CFBLabs.com exists, I would have made a much more wise decision in my Road to Glory mode. They've got teams, playbooks, coaches, team comparison tools. You can literally see every single play in the game, every player in the game, their rating, what they're good at, all in one consolidated place online to help you make the right choices and win more games in college football 26. CFBLabs.com. Go check it out.